Andrea here. Today I'd like to share how I, 13 years ago, was able to lose weight. I was always like this. I never got really big. We're talking 25 pounds. So it's just, clothes weren't fitting me right. I didn't even know how much I weighed. I didn't even own a scale. Um, this is 13 years ago. Went and got a scale because my clothes weren't fitting. Holy cow. I had never weighed that. So I just couldn't wear the clothes I wanted to wear. So I just made up my mind. It was like a January thing. I'm not going to eat any more junk food. I'm not going to eat any more sugar unless I have a Hershey Kiss. Occasionally I'll have that after I eat. That's my sugar. But this is just what I did. I know it's hard, but I was just done with it. So what I did was I thought of a weight that I had been in the past that I could live with, that I felt comfortable, and it wasn't going to be crazy to maintain. And this is not a fad diet. I went online and I said, I don't use Google. I use DuckDuckGo, search engine. It's private, so anyway, I typed in how many calories do I need to eat to maintain, and I think it was like in the mid-20s, 125, something like that. And so I figured that out, and I started counting my calories. I was eating well-balanced meals with all the food groups, and I didn't even really count, like if I had spinach or salad, I didn't even count that. Just all the other stuff. And I had plenty of healthy fat because I remember growing up how much they pushed that food pyramid. What I've learned in the last 3 years, start doing research on anything that was really pushed through doctors, media, TV commercials, and the food pyramid was one of them. And I thought, okay, that must not be right because I'm going to do the opposite. This is this point we're at. Anyway, I would eat olive oil. I was putting a tablespoon of olive oil on a wrap where I had like a quarter of an avocado. I ate a quarter to a half an avocado a day. I was just experimenting to see what happened. I started losing weight. After a while, I didn't even need to count calories because I figured out portion size because my portions were too big and I was eating too many crap foods. And I don't drink soda. All I drink is water or tea or coffee. I took out artificial sweeteners. Anything, when you look at a food product, if it says, and I did a video on GMO foods, so I don't do any GMOs. As much as possible, I avoid them like the plague. I do non-GMO or organic when I can get it. And anything, the processed foods, where you see all kinds of ingredients, like it's chemicals, I took all those out. And anything with I just found this out, it's so gross. Any food coloring in food, a lot of them are cereals, beverages, those bright colors, candy like M&Ms, bright colored candies, those food colorings, and anytime you see artificial flavors, those are petrochemicals. Okay. Petrochemicals, gross. They're carcinogenic. Okay. They cause inflammation, they hold your weight on. Gross processed foods. So I took all that out. I started losing weight. I got down to the weight I wanted and I lost 10 more pounds. And I eat a lot of food. I just am very picky about the foods that I choose. And I've maintained this for 13 years. It's not a fad diet. I found that people can lose weight on things like Atkins, and I'm not ditching any of those, but anybody I ever knew that did any of the diets like that, where you're cutting all kinds of drastically cutting foods out, it's hard to maintain. And they ended up putting the weight back on. So I didn't want something that was impossible to maintain. So that's what I did, and it worked for me. And I feel fantastic, and I am not a spring chicken. Let me say, I grew up in the 70s, so anyway. But I think that's where it all started to go downhill, to tell you the truth, with the food, the 70s on. So we've been really bombarded, and I told the story in the last video. My sister did not believe me. She went to Egypt, and she tasted their food. She got a pack of M&Ms, same package, opened it up. She's like, "Ooh." She asked her son-in-law, "What's the deal with the M&Ms?" They were very muted, very naturally colored M&Ms. She says, "What's wrong with these M&Ms? Because we're used to these bright colors." They're not allowed to have food coloring in Egypt. It is banned. So that should tell you something. Egypt won't allow any of that. And he says, it's not good for you. Look at how many things in our diet has food colorings and artificial flavors. Anyway, that's how I lost weight. I do exercise. I ride an elliptical. I'm kind of obsessed with exercise, but you can lose weight. My sister lost 20 pounds in Egypt too, by eating their food. She was there 2 months, and she did nothing different. She's always had a weight issue. She ate whatever she wanted over there, and the weight just melted off of her. She called me and said, "I've lost 20 pounds. So it's something with the way our food is here that's doing something to metabolism. So that's my spiel on how I lost weight. And just let me know if you have any questions or any ideas for other things you want me to research. I am not working now. I would love to do research and help people get healthy, get off of prescription medications.